There is a vehicle driving through China right now that can travel 870 miles without stopping at a single charging station, spin a complete 360 degrees on its own axis without moving forward or backward even 1 inch, and produce nearly double the horsepower of a Porsche 911 Turbo S in a 7-seat family SUV. The brand that built it is one most Americans have never heard of. The technology inside it has no mechanical axles, no transfer case, and no differentials. And the off-roading legends that have dominated this segment for half a century, Jeep, Land Rover, Toyota, Ford, are now scrambling to figure out what just happened to their industry. This is the Jetour Traveler 8, and this is the moment off-roading changed forever. Every legendary trail machine ever built, the Jeep Wrangler, the Toyota Land Cruiser, the Ford Bronco, the Land Rover Defender, works on the same basic principle. A combustion engine burns fuel, that rotation travels through a transmission, into a transfer case, down through axles, and finally reaches the wheels. Every improvement in off-road capability for 50 years has been a variation of that same chain. Stronger axles, bigger engine, heavier frame. The philosophy was simple: if the terrain is tough, be tougher. And for decades it worked brilliantly. But here is what nobody in the traditional off-road world wanted to say out loud: the brute force approach has a ceiling. At some point, adding more weight and mechanical complexity stops making a vehicle more capable and starts making it slower to respond, more expensive to repair, and more likely to fail catastrophically in a remote location when a shaft snaps on a jagged rock. There is a fundamental difference between perfecting an old idea and replacing it entirely. While the established brands were busy perfecting, Jetour was busy replacing. The single most radical decision Jetour made is also the hardest to absorb the first time you hear it. This vehicle has no mechanical axles, none. The hardware that has connected left and right wheels on every serious off-roader in history, gone. In their place, 4 completely independent electric motors, 1 motor per wheel, each one entirely dedicated to the single wheel it controls with no mechanical connection to the other 3. Combined output across all 4, 1,280 horsepower. A Porsche 911 Turbo S produces around 650 horsepower. The Jetour 8 produces nearly double that in a large 7-seat family SUV built to cross mountain trails and still hits 0 to 60 in exactly 3 seconds flat. But raw speed is not why this architecture matters. On a real off-road trail, the ground underneath each wheel is constantly different. In any traditional off-roader, when one wheel loses traction and spins freely, it steals power from the wheels that still have grip. Drivers manage this manually with locking differentials, always imprecise, always reactive. In the Jetour 8, the computer monitors grip at all 4 wheels hundreds of times every second. The instant one wheel begins to slip, power redistributes automatically in milliseconds with a precision no human hand could ever replicate. That system is the reason this vehicle destroys trails that would leave traditional off-roaders buried. When General Motors revealed the Hummer EV's crab walk, moving the truck diagonally with all 4 wheels angled the same direction, it felt like a genuine leap forward. Jetour's engineers looked at that feature and decided it was only the beginning. Because each wheel on the Jetour 8 has its own dedicated motor, the computer can spin the 2 wheels on the left side forward while simultaneously spinning the 2 wheels on the right side backward at exactly the same speed, at exactly the same moment. The result is a perfect 360-degree rotation on the vehicle's own center point, exactly in place, like a compass needle finding north. Now think carefully about the real situation where this matters most. You're 2 hours deep on a narrow backcountry trail, rock face on one side, steep drop on the other. The trail ends with no turnaround space. In a traditional off-roader, that scenario means reversing down a narrow, uneven trail for miles, hoping you don't drift off an edge you can't fully see. In the Jetour 8, you simply rotate on your own axis and drive back the way you came. That's the difference between a vehicle built to look capable and a vehicle built by people who actually understand what real off-roaders face in the field. Ask any serious off-road enthusiast what they think about taking an electric vehicle deep into the backcountry, and you get the same answer every time. What happens when the battery dies? It's not an unreasonable fear. Serious trail driving takes you into places where DC fast chargers don't exist, cell service doesn't exist, and the nearest paved road might be 2 hours of rough driving away. In that environment, a vehicle that cannot guarantee its own energy supply is not inconvenient, it's dangerous. Current Western electric off-roaders haven't solved this. The Rivian R1T and the Hummer EV deliver impressive performance under ideal conditions, but real-world range drops significantly when you're crawling through mud, climbing steep sustained inclines, and running every electrical accessory at the same time. Jetour built the answer into the Traveler 8 at the architectural level. Hidden inside the vehicle is a gasoline engine, but here's the crucial detail. That engine has zero mechanical connection to the wheels. It never drives the car. Its one and only job is to burn fuel and generate electricity, which feeds directly into the battery and keeps the 4 electric motors running at full capability. Think of it as a private power station riding inside the vehicle. When battery levels drop, the generator quietly activates, burns fuel at its most efficient speed, and tops the battery back up. The motors keep running, the capability stays intact, the driver barely notices. With a fully charged battery and a full tank working together, the Jetour 8 covers 870 miles, enough to drive from New York City to Chicago and still have range remaining to explore when you arrive. And when you reach your campsite, the vehicle powers your entire camp, grills, floodlights, heaters, refrigerators, directly from its battery for hours without the generator even starting. No Western electric off-roader combines serious electric trail performance, real-world fuel backup, and a built-in camp power supply in one package. The Jetour 8 does all three simultaneously. For roughly a century, the rules of what made a great off-road vehicle were written by a small group of companies: Jeep in America, Land Rover in Britain, Mercedes-Benz in Germany, Toyota in Japan. These brands set the benchmarks and charged accordingly, often demanding six-figure prices for vehicles built on technology that hadn't fundamentally changed in decades. Every rival off-roader was a variation of the same formula. Nobody threw out the rulebook. What's happening in the Chinese automotive industry right now is categorically different. Companies like Jetour, BYD, NIO, and Li Auto are approaching vehicle design the way the technology industry approaches software: start from scratch, test rapidly, launch new iterations quickly, and treat the vehicle not as a finished mechanical object, but as a platform that continuously improves. Meanwhile, some of the most established names in off-roading are still working through development cycles that take 5 to 7 years from concept to production. By the time a legacy brand finalizes a new platform and gets it to dealerships, a Chinese competitor may have already launched, updated based on real-world feedback, and launched an improved version. That speed advantage, combined with the willingness to completely rethink fundamental assumptions, is what produced this machine, and it's producing an entire wave of vehicles behind it. The Jetour Traveler 8 is not the end of this story, it's the opening chapter of a new one. For roughly a century, the benchmark for a great off-road vehicle was measured in axle strength, engine displacement, and mechanical locking ability. The Jetour 8 sets an entirely different benchmark, one measured in millisecond reaction times, software intelligence, independent motor precision, and 870 miles of total range. No single vehicle from any legacy Western brand currently delivers all of that in one package. The legacy brands have the resources and engineering talent to respond, but windows don't stay open forever. The pace of development in the Chinese automotive industry means that by the time a traditional brand launches its response to this vehicle, the next generation of this platform may already be on the road. The biggest leaps in off-road capability are no longer going to come from making old ideas heavier and stronger. They're going to come from completely rethinking what those old ideas actually tried to achieve, and then building something new that achieves it better in every measurable way. That's exactly what Jetour did, and that's why the off-road world will look back at this machine as the moment everything started to change. Before you go, if the Jetour Traveler 8 were available at a dealership in your city tomorrow, would you actually trust it on a hardcore remote trail far from civilization, or does your loyalty still belong to the V8 and the mechanical axle? Drop your honest answer in the comments. This is one of the best debates in the automotive world right now, and I want to hear exactly where you stand. Hit like if this changed how you see off-roading. Subscribe to AK Truthix. We find the shifts before the mainstream notices them. Notifications on. I'll see you in the next one.